Hello and welcome to another episode of Bare Bones Wargaming, a show with no bells, no whistles, no frills, just a man, a camera, and his game. Today, I'm going to take a look at something that literally hit my doorstep this afternoon. Some folks have gotten it already. I've been looking forward to it, especially given my current run with World War I games. So a very big, heavy, thick box here containing Versailles 1919. Let me shift this over just a little bit. There we go. Try and get rid of that over there. From GMT Games by Mark Herman and Jeff Engelstein. Okay. So this literally just showed up this afternoon. I got it late this afternoon from the UPS man. Or as my mother used to kid me about when I was a teenager and stuff, and used to spend my Christmas money ordering things, and it would be brought by UPS, the brown Santa of all things, if you could believe that one. My mother. So, you can see here, GMT, another thick box. Check that out. I mean, look at that. Woo! That's crazy. At the back here, and I have not looked at this yet. I have high hopes for this. I have enjoyed Churchill. And of course, as I said, with my interest I have in World War I hear there's a solo thing to this. That's what scuttlebutt I've seen. Because solitaire suitability is a 9. So, well, let's find out, shall we? And of course, I've been intrigued by this with my whole World War I run. Not only for that, but, you know, it's kind of interesting. I forget where I saw it, but years ago when I was teaching, I saw a political cartoon that had the big four guys that are on the cover here. And one of them was saying, I hear a child weeping somewhere, and there was a kid over in the corner with its head against the pole crying, and it said like 1940 generation or something like that, which was extremely, prophetic. It's amazing. The cartoonist was able to predict that so well. I guess you could say that's how bad a peace it was. So the peace to end all peace after the war to end all wars, right? Okay, all right. But then again, like Churchill said, those who would make a good peace would never have won the war, and those who have won the war would never make a good peace. But I don't know if that's applicable here. Who knows? Anyway, just thought I'd throw that out. I always use that as a quote for my kids. I used to use it for my students as a warm-up when I was a teacher. I always enjoyed those quotes. I did too. Alright, here we go. Shrink wrap, literally. You can hear it coming off. Alright, and all that lovely crinkling. Okay, so let's take a look here. Now, the boxes have been getting thick. So let's see. Ooh, woo. Alright, so there we go. There's the box. The sides have Versailles. All this has Gettysburg down there. The C3I one, which I picked up too, by the way. I actually enjoyed it. So let's take a look here. We'll start from the top and take it down. Now let's get that smell to it. I don't know how to put it. It's like that new game odd smell, I guess. So here's the playbook, which has a comprehensive example of play, comprehensive solitary example of play. Oh, that's cool. I like that idea. Alright, let's just take a quick glance through. And nowadays, the way things are, most things are done full color, which is very cool. I like that. I see lots of cubes in the diagram, so this does seem like it's an influence kind of game. Makes sense. Alright. That's round 8. Round 10. Wow. It's a very long example of play. Round 11. Whew. 12 and 13, no less. And final scoring. Interesting. Okay. And this is solitaire. Comprehensive example of play. Okay. Alright. That'll be interesting to see. I'll be curious to see exactly how that plays out. I'm not too crazy. I will say the bots in Churchill I find kind of they're okay. But, like Harry Shapiro in Stalag 17, when the Red Cross man asks him if he likes it there, he's like, he says, how are you? And he goes, I like it here. So, we'll see. But I do like the topic, so that's part of the reason I pre-ordered it. And I don't mind playing multi-player games solo. That doesn't bother me. So very nice. Lots of stuff here. Lots of full color stuff. Excellent with the playbook. Oh, solo player aid on the back. Excellent. Okay, and of course the bot system, because it's not surprising since it's a Mark Herman game. You know, he has a lot of bots. He has, what does he call his bot in Empire of the Sun? I forget now off the top of my head. Maybe it'll come back to me, but Erasmus, I think, maybe. Or maybe that's somebody else's. Anyway, okay. Rules of play. Rule book. Yeah. Not bad. The rule book itself is only 17 pages long. Okay. Again, nice full color pictures. Whoops, it's sliding on me. Let me try it from this side here. That way it won't slide so much, maybe. We got our conference table there, I see. Alright, political actions, turn sequence, resolve the conference event, advance issues and event cards, add an issue to the waiting room. Waiting room, huh? Okay. I guess that back parlor, you know, kind of stuff. Alright, limits. I like these little boxes that have like important note, you know, really sticks out. I like that. That's very cool. I like the different colors on the design and the play notes too, which I know is kind of becoming more common, but you know, it is nice to see. Yeah. Okay, so again, the rules are not very long. 2-player rules. Here's the solitaire rules with the setups and everything for that. Okay, nice little key here on the back. Icon references, uprising checks. Interesting. Okay, all that stuff. And then let's see, we have the solo player's aid. There. Yep, just one side of paper there. Counters, there aren't that many, but they're nice heavy stock of counters there. Okay. Naval stuff, strength. Oh, the hammer and the sickle. Yeesh. Lord have mercy. Oh, there's a scoring pad. Okay. Keep track of what everybody's up to. Or at the end, I guess, maybe. I don't know. I haven't really taken a look at the rule book, I admit. Okay. Now, GMT's been doing this more often, I noticed. They're at it here again. The map, which is a mounted map board. Hear that? All you mounted map board enthusiasts. They've been putting it in a bag lately, I've noticed that. This is like the second time in a row. This is not the second big box game they've really had. Imperial Struggle looked like that too, you know. Although I have to admit, Imperial Struggle, unfortunately, the more I've looked at the rules, the more in the example of play, the more I think there's no way to play that sucker solo. Which is disappointing. I mean, it is hard to play, you know, games similar to that, like Twilight Struggle solo, but at least it's possible. But this Imperial Struggle, I don't think it is possible. Alright. Whew, this is quite the map, too. Alright, here we go. Let's see what we got here. Nice big map going on. Alright, so we got issues. Got nice big numbers showing us where things are, where they need to be. Okay, so that's one side of the board over here. The waiting room, active player, event decks, discards, issue discards, conference room over here. Interesting. And then we have the other side of the map, which is the region tracks. So you got the different regions everybody was discussing here. And stuff. Europe and the Balkans, Middle East, Africa, Pacific. Makes me think of, with all those different regions being so critical, makes me think of the old Yakinto game Ultimatum, which I had a lot of fun playing from time to time. Alright, got that. Got Demobilize. Game End Happiness bonus. Now there's something you don't see every day. Exhausted Influence in Military. Got a nice track down here for things. It's nice, thick board. Okay, cool. It looks very cool. All right, very interesting looking. But again, I'm encouraged that the rulebook is only 17 pages long. It shouldn't take that long to get into that. Once I get done with my current game on the table, after a review clunker play, because I haven't played it in 3 years, is Pax Baltica. So once I'm done with that, I'm definitely going to go to this. Probably pretty quick too, to be honest. Alright. Awesome. Very cool. Alright. Last thing we have. Oh no, that's a cool die. So I know some of you probably don't like dice. Some of you are into dice like me. I mean, I can do a whole video on my dice collection, for crying out loud. I bet, last time I counted, dice-wise, I think the last time I counted my dice, I had like 786 or something like that. Something outrageous. Of all different shapes and sizes. You know, 4-sided, 6-sided, 12-sided, 20-sided, 10-sided, anything you think of, just about. Different colors, too. So here's the wooden pieces. 4 different colors there, it looks like there. White. Yeah, white, blue, yellow, red. Okay. So, going to be using those to mark things. Alright. Oh, we got 2 different types of cards here. 2 different decks. Interesting. Let's take a look at those and we'll open those up here real quick. These, one set of cards reminds me of the Verdun 1916 Steel Inferno cards. Although these might even be a little bit bigger than that. I'll have to take a look. Because these are some seriously big cards. So there's like some player aid cards like you find in some Euro games. And then these are issues. Oh, okay. So this is the issues deck. And then you got the different issues. Different places. Cilicia, I think is how you pronounce that, in the Middle East. You got Southwest Africa. Bessarabia. I'm just randomly looking at these, but these are pretty big. The Balkans. How fortuitous to randomly pull that, right? Yeah. Inter-Allied debt. Okay, interesting. Alright, so these are the big issue cards, and they are big. You know, when you compare them to a standard deck of cards, there's the standard deck. You can see how much further it stretches over there. Okay, I don't know if you have to shuffle these or not, but you know me, I can't resist. Let's find out. Will they shuffle? Wow, look at that. Did you hear that? I am impressed. Now watching the rules, it'll be like, you have to set them up this certain way. That happened to me in when I did my unboxing video for Thunder in the East, which I didn't know. I hadn't gone through the rules, I admit. But look, most games that had cards, you end up shuffling them, right? Am I wrong? I know I'm right. Alright, let's do it again. Nice! They went together nicely. I am very impressed, despite their large size. Cool. Now again, is it necessary to shuffle them? Oh, I don't know. Have to check the rulebook out to find out. No, I sound like a certain... Well, never mind. I won't go there. No. Never mind. Okay. So this looks like the regular deck of cards, if you will. Active player... Strategy cards. So the strategy cards have things like global trade. There's not that many of these. Revanchism. That's a best served cold from what I understand. Contain communism. Halle bloody Luya. What a wonderful concept. Communism is one of the worst blights on the history of mankind. And then of course you have your event deck. Interesting. No numbers or anything. So this isn't like a standard CDG kind of thing, you know. I don't recognize some of these folks. That's okay though. I mean, you keep learning things new every day. I just learned today, this is going to sound, oh, there's Ho Chi Minh. You learn something new every day. I just learned from reading, I've been reading Max Hastings' 1914 Catastrophe, Europe Goes to War, and No Man's Land. I did not know the origin of that word. I thought it was just something invented for World War I. But in the end, it actually referred to a stretch of land that wasn't owned by anybody north of London, where executions were carried out in the Middle Ages. I had no idea. Okay, and then we got the bottom of the box, which, you know, GMT always has that nice big pocket, which I like. And then, of course, the other thing I like about GMT boxes is, you know, you can always raise this and tuck stuff underneath, too. You know, if you want to keep stuff secure. So, as you can see inside the box there's not a whole lot of materials here. But they're nice materials. I'm impressed quite a bit. And again, just to show you the difference, I guess, in the cards. Here, there's the event card versus the issue card. And if we put them side by side lengthwise, that's what, a good 3 inches taller probably, and widthwise, well, I think it is a little bit wider, tiny bit wider. Okay, but still, they're very nice cards. You know, ever since GMT got away from the cardstock they used to use for some of their older games, like 30 Years War, Europe in Agony, which is still one of my favorite games, and I may end up pulling that out before the end of the year because I'm kind of on a, well, you guys know I've been doing World War I, but I'm kind of on a, for lack of a better way to put it, anti-World War II vein right now. I'm just not interested in playing World War II games. Since March, I've played one World War II game one time, and that was I played a game of Fires of Midway, did the Eastern Solomons. This is going to sound silly, for my son's second birthday, because he turned 2 on August 24th, which is the first day of the Battle of the Eastern Solomons. So, but that's the only World War II game I have played since then. It's just kind of crazy in some ways, you know. So there you have it. That's what's inside the box for Versailles 1919. GMT Games' latest release. I am definitely looking forward to trying it. I'll be curious to see how does it compare with Churchill, which I haven't played Churchill for a few years now, but Churchill is still in my collection. So that should tell you one thing right there, right off the bat. So next video, I'm not sure where I'll be coming from. I could be coming from Versailles 1919. I definitely will not be, just to let you know, I won't be doing To the Last Man. I tried my best to try and make that work solo, and it won't work solo. It won't. It's just too hard to make it work solo. And believe me, I know almost every trick in the book with that kind of stuff, and I'm willing to allow leeway for all kinds of stuff, and I just can't do it. I can't do it. It's only the second game that I have failed on in the last couple of years. The other game was that, what was that called? Oh, Pacific Fury, Guadalcanal from, I think, Revolution Games, which is a fun little game, but you can't play it solo. It's impossible because of the deployment and the rules for how you deploy certain ships. You can't do it. Wonderful two-player game, but you can't do it solo. So obviously I'll try out the solitaire system for this and see what I think of it. Because I'm always on the lookout for solo systems, because that's, you know, how I play most of my games. But again, I won't be going that direction. I might do Pax Baltica. I might do my Guns of August tweak. I did a couple of tweaks to the rules, and it seemed to work out pretty decently. Or I could go back to what I was playing as kind of a filler, which I have, you know, a handful of games, which I think most people do, just to kind of, you know, cleanse things, kind of make a break between topics and such. I did Days of Ire, about the Hungarian Uprising 1956. I played 4 quick games of that last week. I really enjoyed that. That's a great filler game. That's a lot of fun. So maybe I'll look at that too. More than likely, if I was betting money, and if you're a betting man or woman, I'd probably put my money on probably Versailles 1919. But we'll see. We'll see once I get to it here, which won't be too far in the future. Alright, so there you go. That's what's inside the box. If you've been sitting on the fence wondering about ordering this, that's what you're going to get. So, this is Tim Korchfleck from Bare Bones Wargaming, saying thanks for watching, and I will see you next time. Perhaps sitting around the smoky conference room tables, more than likely, but, you know, I'd say it's even money that I could be hanging out with Charles XII and Peter the Great, because the Pax Baltica, if you know that game, it's the Great Northern War, 1700-1721. One of the more interesting, and to me, epoch-shaping conflicts in European history, just because of what happened with the 3 heavy hitters of Europe at that time: Russia, Sweden, and Poland/Saxony. So, alright, so as always, thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.